New Human History and Origin. David Reich is searching for a new model, or a new human history, and a new origin. Languages start in the Caucasus Mountains, according to David Reich. David Reich recently published a paper on the origins of the Indo-European language. According to Origin for Existence, this channel. Languages started even before in India. Branching of languages started much earlier than the Caucasus, already 50,000 to 70,000 BP. We hypothesize that the first speakers are related to India, which is central and key in the Austronesian Expansion. Further, we also hypothesize that North Indian languages do not branch off or spring off from Steppe Ancestors nor Europe. In the Austronesian Expansion, the cultures have practices of burial of their deaths, as well as artifacts in common. This from the Amazon forest, over India, and as far west and recent as the corded ware culture. Ancestral markers, Americas. Key ancestral markers indicate an out of Americas, that also includes an Austronesian expansion. Population Y and the PV92 jumping gene spring off from the Amazon forest and South America. The American recessive blood group O is a marker of out of Americas, since it is the oldest blood group, and since it cannot spring off from other blood groups. Sustainability and abundance. Sustainability and abundance, like that of carbon agroforests, are essential for cradles, and for eventual consequential mass migrations. Archaics carried. Archaics, like also the Denisovans and Neanderthals, were carried as workers and or slaves on the ships and fleets of the contemporary humans, which were earlier out of Americans. Origin for Existence claims that it were the contemporary humans, which intentionally hybridized and or domesticated these archaics, possibly in for that objective dedicated cradles, in order to work for them under the harshest conditions, especially in their newly conquered often colder territories overseas. Conquering strategic rivers that lead to their destinations, fertile deltas and ports, as well as high altitudes close to high passages, are an essential and strategic part of a number of these ancient conquests. No triumph. David Reich argues and proofs that there was no sustained triumph for humans, largely because of the population turnovers, and the unsustainable practices they apply. Conflicts rarely practice sustainability. He bases on his ancient DNA research, where he detects cyclical population turnovers, of which that of the Steppe Pastoralists and or Yamnayas is one of the most massive and enigmatic population turnover events. Population turnovers include substitutions or replacements by the newly arriving groups, which David Reich claims to have language links with the Caucasus Mountains, and which Origin for Existence, this channel, claims to be out of Americans, this based on key ancestral markers, which go back way before the by David Reich researched ancient DNA. That is when these are finally recognized by consensus. The by David Reich detected population turnovers, as well as the view of Origin for Existence, this channel, both contrast starkly with the idea of survival of the fittest and the old human history focused on Africa and on random mutations. Solve, thrive and unify. This eventual new history can solve our challenges, make us thrive and unify. Findings India. Recent archaeological findings in India, which Origin for Existence, this channel, claims to be of importance in the subject of this video, coils be of major importance for eventual new history. Complementary Claims. What David Reich claims and proves is not contradictory to our claim of out of Americas, which includes India as a key, which both take place predating the DNA that led to the claims by David Reich, but instead all these claims are complementary. Out of Americas completes the timeline before, and confirms the by David Reich researched ancient DNA, and its for human history very important conclusions.